Okay, time to do some loading here. Here we have a lot of goodies. All my special powders, dyes, crimping dyes, just scale, more dyes, priming tools, shell holders, powder funnel, powder measure. We got bullets here. We got lots of 30-30 copper jacketed. I've got 45 long Colt, 9mm, and 45 ACP. I got some fantastic bullets from a bullet cast mold that I got that was made at the turn of the century. Managed to pour those before I had to give up that mold. 4570. That's an ugly bullet right there. 500 grain plus. That would be your chambered round for your 4570. You certainly wouldn't want that in a 4570 behind it. It would actually cause a reaction. And then, of course, 4570 again with a modern mold. Hollow base. They learned something from the Civil War. Those were nasty bullets. And .30-06, 308. That's it. I'm kind of running low on all kind of stuff here. Looks like no 223, no 38, 357, also known as 358. So we're going to pull the 358 grain, or I'm sorry, 358 diameter, 150 grain bullet mold. And I'm going to make some 38, 357 rounds from beginning to end. Hope you enjoy the video. Okay, so before we start pouring lead, I'm going to clean some brass. I'll need to decap it before throwing it in a tumbler, making it look brand spanking new. Okay, so this is a Lee decapping die. One size fits all. This thing will knock the crimped primers out of military brass, regular brass, you name it. This is the Mac Daddy of all decappers, and it's guaranteed for life. Man, it's kind of cold in here. So we're going to throw this in my single stage press, like so. Got a shell holder here. This is for my 38 357. You guys have to pardon me, I'm kind of doing this one-handed, which is not my norm. Alright, so shell holder right there, voila. Let's do my 38s. 38 right there. Throw him in here. I need to kind of measure how far up I need to go. Oh, look at that. Worked perfect. Okay. So I'm going to do that about 25 times, it looks like, before I throw these in the tumbler. And as you can probably see, that is not the prettiest brass. But I guarantee you, while I'm pouring lead, that's going to look brand spanking new once it comes out the tumbler. Okay, so this is the tumbler. This is what makes your brass look all nice and pretty. So what we have inside here is just some nice clean media. People use corn cob, ground pecan, shell, walnut. I believe this is walnut. This stuff is pretty fabulous stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw in, and I would never do this little bit of brass. I usually put hundreds in here because this thing can accommodate 300 or 400, 500 rifles. I'm just doing probably not even 150 9mm and 38 357. I don't know if you can see, but it's not real pretty brass. It's been sitting for a little bit. Some of it's been stepped on. Of course, we're gonna bring all that right back to life. This is great for cleaning brass, nickel brass. Never reload steel. Never reload aluminum. It's just not meant to. Now we're going to put just a teeny bit, a little pinch of Neverdull. That's it, just a little cotton ball size. Put it right in there like that. Close it up. And you know what? This little tumbler I got on eBay, I think I paid $15 for it. And it's a real brass tumbler. I know they're a little bit more expensive now, but you know, I've had this thing for 15 plus years and I've been using it and it works great. And you know, always use this stuff, always do these outside too, because you don't want to have brass and lead and crud and stuff floating around the house. And plus it's loud. Everybody's going to get pissed off at you if you do it inside the house. Anyway, I'm going to plug this in and I'll give you a quick video of this thing tumbling. It's loud and obnoxious. I may actually pull it off this table here and put it on the deck so it don't wander off the table, which I've had happen before. Okay, so it's not too loud. It's doing its thing. It's sitting on the deck here. And you can see maybe it's not that great. But the brass is tumbling. We're gonna let that tumble for a couple hours. No big deal. And it polishes every one of those things up nice and pretty, just like it came from the manufacturer. Okay, so there it is. Fresh out the tumbler. Looks like freaking brand spanking new brass. All decapped and ready to be sized. And all my dies, they come with sizing die, crimp die, all that other crazy die. But there it is. We'll get set up for the sizing die so that they're in the exact size that they need to be loaded. Okay, so now I've got broke out my 9mm reloading dies for 9mm, and it's got the powder through expanding die, which I don't ever use unless I use a dipper. Well, I may use that because who knows. It's got the shell holder, it's got the size and die, and I'm telling you right now that this carbide size and die right here, literally you can stomp on a shell, and this right here will bring it all right back to factory fresh, brand new, just like it's supposed to be. And of course then you got your bullet seat die. That's what we'll do last. Anyway, I'm going to break out the carbide sizing die first. Now this doesn't need to be fine-tuned because I've already used this several times, and these things are literally super fantastic. Anyway, we're going to slide this up here, and this, like I said, this has all been adjusted, so I really shouldn't have to do anything other than set it down. And yeah, I'm not fancy like the rest of you guys that have the carousel and the multi-stage loaders. I just do everything in single stage. Alright, trying to do this one-handed again. This is very easy to do when you have both hands. Okay, there's that. Now basically what we have is our brass. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a quick shot of case lube. They say you don't need it, simply because these new carbide dies are literally that tough. But I'm old school, and even with carbide bits they still recommend using a spray lube on your long bottleneck rifle cases, because they do have to stretch, bend, and bring them back to life the way they were, and where they'll accept your chamber. Anyway, so I'm gonna give that a quick shot. Okay, not a whole lot, just a quick spritz. That's it. That's all there was to it. And also too, case lube makes your dyes live forever because it keeps them properly lubed as well. So let's take a 9mm. Wish I had one that was all. There's one. Take a look. See that? That's, I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's got an ugly bend in it. Nasty, crimped in. Let's see if we can bend it a little more. Make it look good and ugly. Somebody stepped on it. Ugh. There we go. Give it a little bit of a ugly bend on the corner there, okay? So that being said, you know, even though you step on something at the range, people will do that. No big deal. Slip it in there. And we bring it on up. Bring it on down. And guess what? That piece of brass right now is just like you would buy it right out of the store. See that perfect round? See that perfect round hole there? I don't know if you can see that or not. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Just gorgeous. Brass is easy to work with. So I'm going to do this several more times. Like I said, I usually do this in hundreds, if not by the thousand. But for video purposes, I know you guys are anxious to do this on your own, and man, there's no reason why you wouldn't. So I'll be back with you when we're ready to start charging and priming these bad boys. Okay, now it's time to prime these bad girls. Alright, so this is my hand primer. I love to just sit, watch TV, and prime the devil out of these cases. You know, these are all ready to go and ready to be primed. And they're all de-primed, cleaned, decapped, whatever. There's a partial box of small primers. And each one of these, you know, the hand primers, this is good for rifle and pistol. I got the rifle one up here. Where did I put that bad girl? Let's see. Right here. This is your rifle. It's a large primer. And this is your pistol. Small primer. And this is the Auto Prime shell holder set. And these are all your different shell holders for your primer. And I need a 9mm, which I already know is a 19, but it kind of gives you the different shell holders for all the different ammunition that you would reload. So I'm going to look for 9mm, which is, where is it? There's 380.
Helping you save even if it's not with us. Now that's Progressive. Call or click.
There it is, 9mm, 19. Okay, there it is. So number 19 is right here. Pull this one out. I'll place it in here, one-handed. I'm going to pain in the butt. I need a cameraman. There we go. Okay, now she's ready to go. Now I'm going to throw all these little primers in here, and I'm going to cover it with this little case, and you're going to see just how very cool and easy that is to do. Easy peasy. Okay, so now all the primers are in the hand primer, ready to go. So what we're going to do is one-handed again. Just kind of sort of, I guess, proof that this isn't hard at all. You can do it one-handed. And you never know. Some of you crazy preppers out there might have to do this one day. We know we shoot ambidextrous in case your shooter's hand is dead. But anyway, you just kind of give it a little nice little tug there. And you got one beautifully fresh prime, ready to go, 9mm case. Now I'm going to do this again, which is redundant. I'm going to watch a little bit of the news there too, but I'm going to do it that many more times, enjoying life. So I'll be back with you when we're ready to start charging these. Alright, time to charge. Okay, so this is a powder measure. Very easy to use. Not difficult at all. Powder goes in there.
Although many do pay through taxpayer ID numbers or
measured there.
Number, but nonetheless,
comes out through the bottom. Let's get into focus here. There we go. And there's the calibrated scale. Usually I use a digital scale, but my battery's dead, so we're going to do it old school. When you do this, you charge the first one, and I run it through the charger several times to make sure I got exactly 4.5 grains. There's the powder in the pan. Everything was zeroed out before I started. That being done, now we're going to go from this and put the charged in this box. Never put them right back in the same one. You don't want to double charge. That can be dangerous. Okay? Very easy. So before I charge the last shell casing, I'm going to measure that little bit just to be safe to make sure I'm still at 4.5. Now I'm going to be loading lead 125 grain bullets. So with these dies, they come with several different recipes, and of course I got the entire Lee loader book, which is super fantastic. So right in here I've got 125 grain lead bullet, and it's telling me that I can use any of these powders, and I have a readily available bullseye. Now your starting grains are at 4.7, never exceed 4.9. So I'm going to go probably about 4.7. That's what I'm looking at. Just because I feel safe with that. And it's just 9mm lead. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and do that.
Republican strategist Dan Stein, who we spoke to just before this event, president of FAIR, the Federation for American Immigration Program. I want to come to you first on this one. These senators.
Alright, so now we're going to do our first one. It's going to fit right up in here. A lot of guys do the double tap method. I do a tap, and then I bring the lever down and double tap, just like that, and she's fully charged. Perfect. I've got 4.5 grains in there. Works for me. So that's one. This is too easy to do, guys. Too easy to do. Alright, so I'm not going to bore you with the other 100 rounds I got to do. So we'll finish up that, and I'll be right back when we're ready to size or seat the bullet. Alright, so now all these have been charged. You know, somebody asked me earlier in one of the little posts, do I load my own concealed carry? And yeah, I do for some, you know, but I don't make these bullets. I buy them. You know, Hornady makes awesome killer rounds. That's all my 357 Magnums are loaded with Hornady Plus B Plus spinner rounds. That's an ugly round. Once it enters the body, this whole copper casing here spins like in a figure 8 formation. And of course, you know, 38. I use a 148 grain lead. And here's the lead, same lead, dipped in Alox bullet lube, you know, because you want to lube all your bullets. It keeps your barrel clean, makes your bullet true. You don't get any lead buildup whatsoever. The more you fire these out of your gun with the Alox, the cleaner your weapon is, the better your barrel looks. They just thousands and thousands of rounds can go through and problem free. Anyway, we're gonna go with 9mm. Now 9mm, here we are, right here. Already dipped in liquid Alox. Some people just paint that portion of it right there, leaving this portion all shiny and lead. But you know what? The liquid Alox is cheap. I've got bottles and bottles of it. I get a free bottle every time I buy a bullet mold for $25.
I do it to
And yeah,
I take care of my body.
I got at least still got 6 bottles of that stuff, and I've been loading forever.
Animosity.com
Just a little bit goes a huge, long way.
It's serious brain training.
Alright, so now I think it's ready to go ahead and seat the bullets. So we're going to go seat the bullet. There's my bullet seater on my single stage press. We're going to start doing it. Okay, so before we seat the bullets, we're going to use the little expanding die. What that's going to do is that's going to open this up and allow that bullet to sit right in there before you seat the bullet and crimp it all in one shot. So I'm going to put that right there, and that just opens it just enough, just a hair, to put that old bullet right in there, just like that. Now she's ready to seat with your seating die, just like that. That's not the finished product, but we'll see the finished product here in just a moment. Matter of fact, we'll just go ahead and switch this out real quick so you see how easy and quick that is. This is the expanded die, and of course it's hollow. So, you know, if you want to use a scoop or a measure, whatever, you know, you can dump your powder in there the minute you expand that. And let's see, what am I looking for? Oh, my bullet seater right here. This is the bullet seater. Everything's been measured and calibrated for my type of bullet. Every bullet is not always the same. But there's that one we sat in there. We didn't quite seat it just yet, but now we're going to seat the bullet. And what you do is you bring your single stage down and you seat the bullet and give it a little tug like that, and voila, there it is, perfectly crimped and good to go. Wipe off the Alox, and there it is, one deadly bullet. I shoot these out of 9mm Colt. I shoot it out of 9mm carbine. I shoot this out of 9mm Ruger, and they're as accurate, if not more accurate, than factory ammo. Of course, you know, I have my own preferences. You can use a gazillion different types of powders, powder loads. You know, they come with recipes and never exceed. You got your starting load, and you got your maximum never exceed load. And of course, you know, we all have our preferences, and you know, I have mine. I use Hogden IMR. They're my 2 favorite powders that I use, but there are tons out there, you know, lots and lots and lots of different ones. Anyway, have a good one. You guys take care, and I enjoyed doing the video. Hope you enjoyed it too. You guys really need to get into this. You know, a single stage press like this comes with everything in the anniversary kit. Everything I've used here, the scale, the press, the powder charger, the primer, all that came with the kit. The only thing I had to buy was the dies. And of course, you know, I had to buy the powder and primers. And hell, I make my own bullets. You know, if I want specialty bullets like my 308 Sniper, I actually never pour anything. I actually buy the top of the line Spear or Hornady ballistic tips. And I, like the Marine Corps, reload every one that I shoot through my sniper rifle, my 308. I don't ever buy anything off the shelf unless I'm at the range or I need some extra brass. But I'm deadly accurate at 200 yards with it. And that being said, you know, happy reloading, guys. If you need any help, I'm always here to help anybody or answer any questions. I plan on buying for the first time ever, now that shotgun ammunition has become difficult to get. Yeah, I'm going to buy a Lee single stage shotgun loader, and I'm going to start loading slugs, and I'll load whatever else I can find, because you can load just about anything in a shotgun. And yeah, for $48 on Amazon, I'm going to buy the whole thing. Anyway, happy hunting, guys. Good shooting. Thanks. Take care.